Hi there, I'm Sandra from the Value Rebels, and in this video I want to talk about the step 1, the idea collection of the Value Engine process. In case you haven't watched the Value Engine intro video yet, we recommend checking this out first to get an overview. You'll find it linked in the description below. A short recap: the Value Engine is a step-by-step process to organize the discovery and delivery work of many product teams to generate 10 times more value while investing 10 times less effort. It's kind of a process bridge between strategic goal-setting frameworks like OKRs and operational delivery frameworks like Scrum. And the goal is to create transparency about what's going on in product and engineering and to encourage an experimentation culture so that we only invest coding effort into what really matters. So let's talk about the first step in the process. How do we manage our ideas? Usually companies are never short in having good ideas, and usually there is never enough capacity to work on all of them. As a logical consequence, you need to prioritize the ideas even before you know which of them are the best ones. And this is not easy, and the longer you wait, the more information people will add to underline why their ideas are the best. Very often you end up with concrete solution proposals already or detailed business cases that try to prove the value even though there is still a lot of uncertainty. And the paradox is, the more detailed the ideas get, the harder it is to even get started dealing with the prioritization, as it takes forever to read into all of it. So let's break this devil's circle and start to organize the process. Imagine you have just started to use the Value Engine process and you created a physical or digital board to manage the process steps. The idea column is the entry point for all new topics in your funnel. With this, you already have created a single central place where all new ideas will be collected. And here comes our top 5 tips how to manage the idea collection. Tip 1. Easy and precise. We believe it should be super easy to come up with ideas. There is no need to have a full business case yet, but it's important that everyone precisely understands what the idea is about and which problem it should solve. It has proven in practice to set some small rules for describing an idea to keep the problem statement crispy. A nice tool, for example, is the situation, complication, potential solution framework. What's happening right now? Why does the situation require an action? And how could we resolve the problem? Important, keep it to 1 to 2 sentences each and use easy to understand language. The goal is that everyone in the company can understand the idea within a minute. Tip 2, define a lead. Every idea needs a person that could lead it. And leading means being responsible for the discovery and delivery process of this idea, owning the problem statement and being empowered to make all necessary decisions to bring the idea to life. Most of the time, this will be the person that brings the idea to the process, but it could also be that somebody else brings it in and then proposes a lead. Make sure that the lead is chosen consciously, latest when the decision is taken that the idea gets selected. Each lead should ideally have only one initiative to drive forward at the same time. Stop starting, start finishing. And defining a lead does not yet mean that you assign a product team here. Keep in mind that you will only later finally decide who builds it. This should not restrict you in creativity for finding the best solution. Tip 3, keep it clean. The purpose is to have a fixed place throughout the whole organization where bigger product ideas are collected on a high level. However, nobody wants to end up with an idea dumping place where every idea that we ever had is listed just for the record. Our recommendation is to educate the organization to only add an idea if you believe it can have a substantial impact and it's possible to start soon, meaning within weeks, not months. To convince people to do so, you need to build trust that the ideas will be dealt with on a regular basis and taken seriously, which leads to the next tip. Tip 4, make it a weekly habit. Deal with newly incoming ideas fast. Make sure they are checked at least once a week. You could, for example, establish a regular meeting every Monday morning with the core decision makers and run through all newly created ideas to make fast decisions. The goal is to decide if you can work on an idea soon or not which is linked to pretty obvious questions such as, does it fit to your strategy or your current company goals? Do you have enough capacity to work on it now? Does the idea seem more promising than another one? If there is no chance to start soon, then it's better to drop it right now instead of keeping it listed for a long time. Don't worry, good ideas will come back anyway, even if you don't keep track of them. And make sure you also have an instant feedback loop to the idea giver on the decision, including the reason why the idea got selected or not. Ideally, the idea giver can be part of a brief selection discussion to strengthen the buy-in. Tip 5. Ideas can come from everywhere. If you start newly with the value engine process, it might make sense to only admit your product managers to create a new idea on the board to make sure the desired habits are forming. However, good ideas come from everywhere in the company, from engineers, designers, stakeholders, business departments, and of course also from upper management. It needs to be clear that the requesters cannot just drop the idea and then leave until it gets done or dropped. Keep them in responsibility and involved in the process, independent if the idea comes from one of your engineers or from the CEO. So, to recap the most important for the idea collection phase, make sure there is an easy and precise problem statement. Define a lead that takes responsibility and can drive the initiative forward. Keep the idea column clean, avoid idea dumping places. Make it a weekly habit to decide on all new ideas on the board and allow ideas to come from everywhere in the company. With this said, you're ready to go. Check out our next videos to deep dive into the next phases of the value engine process. Leave your feedback in the comments here and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Thanks a lot for watching and see you soon.